Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Cyan Rus, we have November 10th. Spawn on the north side as the Yellow Rus, we have LucifroNN, in which both of them are, of course, Rus. We'll likely see out a early scout from the hunting cabin. We will, for both sides. Both sides will be going hunting down all these animals. It looks like Cyan does find some early deer. Yellow has not found any deer just yet. Oh no, he did find some deer here. In fact, found his both groups deer. One of them did manage to survive. It also does matter if they find wolves, because they will want to kill off these wolves. Looks like Cyan's doing a good job of finding these wolves. Of course, I have Cyan perhaps selected, so I will not be able to see wolves fighting there. Looks like Cyan and Yellow are engaging. They see a bit of damage, and this wolf will be spotted and will be killed off by one of these two players. They're playing tug of war with a wolf, and over here we do have the Kremlin being pulled out. Over here, of course, we got the Kremlin being pulled out. This wolf is being picked apart. Looks like both players have gone for 3 scouts. Really eyeing for that fur trade that they have. Let's take a quick look. Let's see how many carcasses or wild animals each player has killed. Cyan has, looks like, killed off 215. You need 250 to get the next tier, so if he needs just a little bit more. And Yellow is at 240, needs a little bit more as well. So both of them needs to eye getting out some more kills. So both of them could potentially go for early boar in order to help improve that. Both of them now have aged up. Both of them now going for wheelbarrow. And now I've got these scouts getting some damage there onto these villagers. Of course, scouts have 1 attack, so they're absolutely abysmal versus these villagers. Villagers do have 50 health, so take 50 slices for these scouts to do anything. These militia could go back around, and there's actually an absurd amount of stone being collected right there. Both sides going for a heavy amount of stone. They're going for the town center, that's why. I play too much Mongols, so I forget that the fact that town centers cost stone and not just 900 wood. Now looks like these villagers have collected enough stone there. My apologies if you heard my drink. And wait a second. Cyan has claimed 366. Oh, it's 350, not 400. My bad. And now got this militia. They have 20 seconds left of time life. They will get some damage onto these villagers. So looks like Yellow has claimed this 350 stone there, and will potentially build his town center somewhere. Those militia has expired now. Yellow still has 3 scouts, and now a single early knight. Blue or Cyan has deployed another pair of militia, and now pushing forward with his scouts as well. It looks like Yellow scouts, there's one that's really wounded. The other 2 are quite healthy. Cyan's are a little bit wounded here as well, and does get a first alpha strike onto one of the Cyan scouts. Militia do bonus damage versus cavalry, so they will do decent work versus the early knight. And all of these forces will go and clean up these militia. Yellow town center is almost complete. Cyan has built his town center, claiming all those deer carcasses. And now Yellow's advancing forward with all these militia members. He does have 12 civilians, or not civilians, villagers here, and immediately task these other 2 to go around to the berry bushes. There's no passive auto attack on the expansion town center, since the landmark one does, of course, get a basic auto attack. These expansion ones do not. They have to be garrisoned. And those militia will be ripped apart. Cyan scout, one of them is severely wounded. Both of Yellows are quite wounded. If Cyan's able to pick up one of these scouts, then his other one should be able to deal with the other one, no problem. Do now have the early night and scout pushing way forward. Do got a single spearman to escort these villagers. They're building something over here. I'm not so sure what. I don't see a scaffolding anything sort just yet. They just have the hammers out from being miners, I guess. Villager will get a good stab there onto the early night, getting multiple good amount of damage there. Villagers they're going to stand there and fight, getting some damage on the scout. Now I've got the spearmen still streaming on forward as well. I love how the points on both players are the same. It's just amusing to me. And the boar has been aggroed right there. And now we got these spearmen here, and the boar supporting yellow as well. Got a handful of militia here. The early knight's almost down. Even the scouts pose a massive threat to that early knight. With 2 scouts here, they just need to take 2 quick stabs. It does kill off the boar there, so blowing out a town center or a hunting cabin nearby would be quite beneficial, but there's just too many yellow militia now in the region. Cyan does have a handful of militia in the region. They're currently dancing around, trying to go for a town center placement here. Yellow's militia still has 30 seconds remaining. Does start the scaffolding there, does trap the scout right there, and the scout will be stabbed by the villagers. The villagers do successfully shank that scout. Does start building the town center as well, which also reduces the pathing right there. So that's excellent play right there by Cyan. You would assume going for the town center like that would be a bad idea, but actuality he placed that scaffolding, quickly built up a little bit, and that limited his opponent's mobility, which is very good. Of course, it does pose some risk since the scaffolding has minimal health, like 200 health, I think it was. So it could be quickly taken out if it goes wrong. Especially at this point in the game, I think torches do, what, 10 damage? Even from a scout, torches do 13 damage right now. We got a large number of early knights as well as some not-so-early archers. Housing has been completed. That will, of course, lock down the area, plus gain that boar. The boar... Oh, does also repair it up. I would say harvest that boar when he gets a chance, because the boar does harvest quicker than other sources of food. We do got a good number of spearmen here, which will pose a problem to the early knights, but they will be countered by these archers. Running down some of these spearmen is also very, very good. Takes up 2 of those spearmen. Does have a decent number here, trying to fight towards this town center. This town center is garrisoned with something. I don't believe it's... Okay, it was villagers, never mind. These early knights are, of course, patrolling around. There's currently 8 villagers in the region, which can be the town center can garrison every single one of them. And now we got a line of walls being deployed on out over here as well. Yellow has a very, very good number of early knights here with a scout for spotting, which is a very good combination. Cyan does have an adequate defense force, including some of his own early knights as well as the spearmen. Cyan does have his town center collecting some berry bushes here, some feral forays, so he's able to claim the deer and the berry bushes. And now even now the boar carcass is being collected as well. We got the Abbey of Trinity being employed out. Okay, that's actually a little bit uncommon. Most people go for the High Commerce, what was it, High Commerce Center Tower building, which is the advanced hunting cabin, which provides some good gold generation as well as food generation in the form of deer. Additionally, those additional deer result in higher fur trades to max out your extra gold generation. It's a very, very solid economic landmark. Basically, imagine as a improved farm with the faster gathering rates of the deer. Though I wonder if you get all the economic researches, the horticultural and all that stuff, food gathering technologies, would it be equal to collecting deer? The deer do require a different technology, survival instinct. And so maybe it could even out, but even then, that's still a good economic landmark in between that and the late age of all technology research. Plus, you don't have to research any technology for that one. You get basically like 8 villagers with task on a superior food source. With a hint of gold generation. Plus, killing off the extra gear gives you some extra gold. So you got the knight upgrade there, so these no longer early knights, but just knights. And now they're going to say nighty night to that knight. Oh, nope, guess they're not. The early knight's now pursuing the knights. He does have, of course, a spearman here, which still pose a big threat to these knights. And Cyan has not researched tier 3 just yet, or even started building up his landmark. So Yellow's going to have a pretty good economic advantage, or technology advantage for the time being, but Cyan does have a superior number of villagers. He's, of course, deployed out 3 councilors. His opponent only has deployed out 2. I do not have the wooden fortress is being built, and now we do have the spearman getting some damage in there as well. We do now have another hunting cabin being plotted there. There's a lot of unclaimed deer sort of spoiling away there, though then again in this game there's no spoilage. The knights, early knights are falling back from the regular knights. We do have +1 range armor for yellow as well. These are one to put out all the archers. Got militia now in the mix, being picked off as well. Early knights advancing forward. Militia do receive more of those hits there. And now yellow does pull out a large wave militia of his own. Yellow and Cyan now engaging each other. I think Yellow's going back on off. So far, mostly just his militia's going down. Some of his archers are getting hit. His knights are still quite healthy. And Cyan's going to be backing off with his spearmen. He's trying to bring these guys over to the wooden fortress, who's currently garrisoned by 8 sultans. Can't say what they're garrisoned with, but seeing this 15 villagers idle, and call it maybe 8 villagers on the inside of that wooden fortress. In fact, there was 8 villagers. We got these villagers here, going to be quickly overwhelmed by these knights. They do get inside the wooden fortress there. A couple of them did go down there, I believe. Got these archers backing off, receive a bit of fire there. And this knight has received quite a bit of fire. Over here, we got the knight engaged in the town center. Town center does have 2 villagers on the inside. This one, it's not rallying further villagers in there. And she will go down. We got this large force of spearmen and archers in this region. Cyan still is not going to look the next age. So for a line of technologies here, but he may need to get the next age sooner rather than later. Yellow, I wonder if Yellow should realize that he actually is an age ahead for such a long time. Because at this point in time, you may not realize your opponent has or has not aged up sometimes. You just assume sometimes you may just assume that he's already aged up. But currently, not this case. Not this case. Yellow could eye for a lot of extra technologies and say get it to level 2 melee and armor, which will give his current force a substantial boost compared to his opponent. This wooden fortress is going to try to defend itself with some arrows. And with the amount of archers he's being fired from now, he does have +1 pierce armor. Could go for 2. These archers currently have 6 attack, in which these knights have 5 armor, so he doesn't actually need more pierce armor for them. But he could always go for more pierce armor on his own archers. And they are veteran archers as well, as opposed to these archers. Battering rams now being put on the front line. Very nice. Warrior Monk does take out some of these early knights. The Warrior Monks do currently have 11 attack, 120 health, 1.75 attack speed. As the early knights have 1.5 attack speed as 22 attack. Overall, the monks do have a little less rate of hitting as opposed to early knights, but they do hit harder and have more health there currently. So I'm not sure who actually wins on fight 1v1. Be relatively close. Spearmen and archers are trying to engage his forces. The veteran archers should be able to do some great work versus these spearmen. These spearmen are just not upgraded to We have plus 1 Pierce Armor, but that's about it. This wooden fortress is now set ablaze. The wooden fortress will go down. And now Dugo's got these banner rams here as well. The village has been brought in the mix as well, trying to deal with the battering ram. These spearmen and knights are getting overwhelmed by Yellow's knights and archers. Yellow's knights going to have able to overrun these unupgraded archers. No problem. We play around the town center, fire some additional arrows there. And Yellow's banner ramps now taking out some farms. It's not actually half bad. At this point in time, people don't spend wood on farms, so Cyan does have a massive reserve of wood. Yellow's force here is getting quite wounded. Cyan's force is getting slowly blown apart. Let's take out those forces inside the urban area. Villagers have been cast off the line. If we bring villagers on to fight knights, you're basically screwed. Cyan does actually have a superior number of villagers, so we can afford to lose some. And Cyan does back to the game now. It's Anna Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.